Motobu Choki, the rogue karate master of Okinawa. A McCoy Vision production.
In 1870, on the island of Okinawa, Motobu Choki was born into a family of noble descent. The third son of Motobu Choki, a descendant of Okinawan royalty, Choki's upbringing was privileged, but he wasn't destined for a life of comfort. Unlike his older brothers, who were steeped in the refined teachings of literature and diplomacy, Choki was drawn to the rougher side of life, fighting. From a young age, Motobu Choki was fascinated by physical combat. He had an imposing build for an Okinawan, strong and muscular, and he longed to test his strength. However, due to his family's noble status, he wasn't given the same formal martial arts training as his brothers. In particular, his eldest brother, Motobu-ryu, was trained extensively in the aristocratic and refined martial arts of the royal courts. Choki, on the other hand, had to find his own way. Despite the lack of formal training, Choki was determined. He began to teach himself by observing others and through trial and error. He practiced his techniques in the streets of Okinawa, often engaging in real-life brawls to hone his skills. His unorthodox approach to martial arts earned him a reputation as a fierce street fighter, and it wasn't long before his natural talent for combat became undeniable. While most Okinawan martial artists of the time emphasized kata, which is prearranged forms practiced in isolation, Motobu believed in the importance of live combat and practical application. His training focused heavily on kumite and using simple, direct techniques to end a fight quickly. He became known for his proficiency in using the nuki-te, spear hand strike, and his signature technique, the 2D, or grab and punch, which was designed to seize an opponent before delivering a decisive blow. Motobu's life took a turn in 1921 when he traveled to Japan, where he would make a lasting impact on the martial arts world. At the time, karate was still relatively unknown in mainland Japan, and Motobu's rough, streetwise demeanor set him apart from other Okinawan martial artists. It was during his time in Japan that he would face one of his most famous challenges. The story goes that Motobu entered a public match against a Western boxer in Kyoto. The boxer, a large, formidable man, had been defeating various Japanese martial artists in public exhibitions. Despite being in his 50s at the time, Motobu accepted the challenge. The match was brief. Motobu closed the distance quickly, dodging the boxer's punches, and with a single strike he knocked the man out. This victory cemented Motobu's reputation as a powerful and effective fighter, but it also sparked controversy. In the aftermath of the fight, a Japanese magazine published an article with an illustration depicting the victorious Motobu, but they used a picture of another Okinawan master, Funakoshi Gichin, which caused confusion and tension between the two. Despite his prowess, Motobu Choki was often seen as a controversial figure. His brash personality, combined with his disdain for rigid traditionalism, clashed with the more refined approach of other Okinawan karate masters, like Funakoshi, who had also been promoting karate in Japan. Motobu's rough-and-tumble street fighting style was not easily accepted by the growing martial arts community, which was beginning to favor a more formal and disciplined approach. Nevertheless, Motobu continued to teach and share his knowledge. He founded his own style, known as Motobu-ryu, which emphasized practical, close combat techniques. He also wrote a book titled Watashi no Karate Jutsu, My Karate Techniques, in which he outlined his philosophy of karate as a practical martial art meant for real-life situations. Motobu Choki passed away in 1944, but his legacy endured. Though he was often regarded as an outsider in the martial arts community of his time, his emphasis on realism, combat effectiveness, and simplicity would go on to influence future generations of martial artists. Today, Motobu Choki is remembered as the rogue master who brought a street fighter's pragmatism into the world of traditional karate, forever changing its course.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And stay tuned for more.